It's going to sound like I'm contradicting myself. If you've watched any of these videos, you've heard me talk about the value of intentionality and intensity when we walk. That intensity is what actually raises walking to the level of exercise. According to the experts, if we're walking at about 3 miles an hour or faster, it's exercise. In this video, I'm going to talk about the value of walking slowly, like at 2 miles an hour. So is that a contradiction? Not really. One of the beautiful things about walking is that there are a lot of colors on this palette. There's benefits, value to walking briskly. There's also value to walking slowly. There's benefits to walking long. There's value in walking short. Of course, there are benefits to walking up hills and stairs. There are also benefits to walking on level surface. There are all kinds of colors on this palette. Walking is a powerful activity that could change your life. And in this video, I'm going to talk about 5 benefits of walking slowly. I don't think you're going to believe benefit number 4. I certainly didn't. Benefit number 5, in my opinion, is the most valuable. Hi, I'm Dave. It's important for you to know before we get started, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a licensed personal trainer. I'm simply a guy who's passionate about walking. Since 2013, I've averaged about 19,000 steps a day. And for almost 3 years now, I've done a daily podcast, Walking is Fitness. This podcast is to encourage and motivate you to begin walking as a fitness activity. And to make it fun, I don't record each episode in a studio imploring you to get out and take your walk. Every episode of Walking is Fitness is recorded while I'm out walking. So essentially, we're taking a walk together. And let's do that right now. So 5 benefits to walking slowly. Benefit number 1, it's easier on your knees and joints. And for some, this is actually a difference maker. It's a game changer. It's the difference between being able to walk intentionally or not. In fact, there's some research that indicates that walking more slowly can actually reduce the load on our knees by as much as 25%. And again, for some, that's a real difference maker. So that's benefit number 1. Benefit number 2, and there's absolutely no research behind this at all. This is something that I have felt personally, and that is that walking slowly is more meditative. It's actually more peaceful. I find that when I am moving quickly, and I tend to walk at a brisk pace, I tend to walk at 3, sometimes 4 miles an hour. And then when I'm walking more briskly, I'm focused on the goal, on the task. And I might even be focused on trying to solve a problem, because walking is great for thinking and creativity. And so I find that those brisk walks tend to be more focused on getting it done, if you know what I mean. But when I'm walking more slowly, I'm more meditative. I'm more thoughtful, particularly if I'm not listening to a podcast or music, but I'm just aware of what's around me. It's calming, it's peaceful, it's more meditative. And I'm really coming to appreciate that value of walking more slowly. So that's benefit number 2. Benefit number 3, a slow walk can actually be a harder workout. Now, stay with me here for a moment. When we are walking, there's energy and momentum with that walk. And that energy and that momentum actually provides and is helpful in moving forward. So when we're walking briskly, there's more momentum, there's more energy, and it makes walking to some degree a little bit easier. But when we slow it down, we lose some of that motion, we lose some of that momentum, and so we have to work harder. I find that when I walk with my wife, whose pace is much slower than mine, and I'm walking at her pace, that's actually a more challenging walk than when I'm walking alone. So that can be a pretty good benefit, but it also leads to benefit number 4. And this is the one that when I first heard it, I was like, no, that can't be. But this is from research out of the University of Colorado. And because a slower walk at 2 miles an hour can actually be a more challenging workout than a walk at, say, 3 miles an hour, you can burn more calories. Can you believe that? A slower walk at 2 miles an hour, according to this research, indicates that you can burn more calories, that is. You can burn more calories walking at 2 miles an hour than you can at 3 miles an hour. And that can actually be a pretty profound benefit. So that's number 4. Benefit number 5. And this to me is, in my opinion, the most important benefit. And that is when you're walking slowly, you're moving. You're moving. And that's so important because there's so much research indicating that when we sit more, it's dangerous. It's dangerous for our health. Long term, it raises the risk of an early death, of heart disease, and other illnesses. Sitting for long periods of time, day after day, is dangerous. But when we are walking, even slowly, we're moving. We're not sitting. We're reducing that risk of an early death. And so just getting up and moving, even at 2 miles an hour, is powerful. It's also, for many, the beginning of creating a fitness habit. A fitness habit using walking. Habits are really hard to build. They're really easy to break. And that's why I'm out here early in the morning. The sun has just risen, and you might notice that there aren't a whole lot of people out here. And it's a comfortable morning, and it's beautiful. And yet, I'm one of the few people out here walking or running for fitness. That's because this is hard. Creating a fitness habit that lasts is hard. And if you are watching this video and you're thinking, you know what? I think it's time. I think it's time to get moving and stay moving. Couple of things, couple of resources that are free for you. I've put together a free resource, 90 Days to a Fitness Habit That Lasts. You can download it from the website walkingisfitness.com. And then secondly, my podcast, Walking is Fitness. Every day there's a brand new 10-minute episode. Each episode is recorded while I'm out walking, so essentially we're taking a walk together. And I will encourage you and motivate you to keep going, especially on those days when getting out the front door is hard. Walking fast is good. Walking slow is good. Walking is better than sitting. Let's do this together. And by the way, if you're wondering, this video is being filmed in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. This is where I live. And this area is the Market Common. It's a beautiful area and lots of trails to walk on. And I try to take advantage of this as often as I can, and others do as well, although, quite frankly, not many at the moment. Again, the name of the podcast, Walking is Fitness. Thank you. Thanks for watching this video, and I hope you have a great day.